I think it's safe to say that everyone has procrastinated at some point in their lives, but it seems to be a recurring theme among writers. In fact, just this week within my Inkwell writing community, the topic came up about procrastination, and laments and nods of understanding were shared by each and every one of us. Isn't it strange that we procrastinate so much? After all, procrastination is usually reserved for something that we don't like to do, but we absolutely must do, like washing dishes and cleaning boy bathroom toilets. Or maybe that's just me. But writing a book is something that we want to do. So why do we keep procrastinating and putting it off? I recently had an aha moment about this very question, and I'm going to share that with you today, along with 6 practical tips to help you procrastinate less and write more. But first, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode and video. All right, so it's no secret that I love the Oswald Chambers devotional, My Utmost for His Highest. It's my absolute favorite devotional, and I have read through it for multiple years. I've taken a few breaks here and there, but I'm back at it again this year. And I was recently reading one of his daily devotions, and in it he says, quote, "There is a difference between an ideal and a vision," end quote. Hmm. My curiosity piqued, so I looked up the definition of both words. Okay, so ideal means that it is existing only in the imagination. It's desirable or perfect, but not likely to become a reality. It's considered unattainable or unachievable. Vision, however, is the ability to think about or plan for the future with imagination or wisdom. This was my aha moment. Many aspiring authors have an ideal of writing a book rather than a vision. They're attracted to the idea and think about all the good that could come from writing a book, and they might even dabble at writing here and there. They allow interruptions and distractions to take over. Since at their core, they don't think they're capable of writing a book, that it's unattainable, they fall prey to imposter syndrome and comparison. They don't commit to writing the work required, and ultimately, it becomes a bucket list item to get to one day. Can you relate to that at all? Writers who have a vision, however, put together a plan that enables them to complete their book. They acquire the knowledge or wisdom that they need to move to the next phase of their journey. As Oswald says, the people who give themselves over to ideals rarely do anything, but those who have a vision not only take action, but do so under moral inspiration and godly incentive. So Oswald cautions against taking action all on our own. He says, if we are doing things on our own initiative without expecting God to come in, we are on the downward path. We have lost the vision. So let me ask you, is your book an ideal or a vision? And are you trying to do it all on your own? Those are questions that only you can answer. But while you ponder them, I want to provide you with some practical tips in case you want to limit procrastination and turn your vision into reality. I encourage you to, number one, invite God into the process through prayer and be receptive to his promptings. John 15, verse 5 in the ESV says, I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Second, we need to create a plan, right? the how we're going to write, when we're going to write, where we're going to write, and why we are writing. Those are all basics that we know, but maybe we haven't written down. Maybe we haven't really thought through exactly what we need to do. So, if we're going to write a book, how are we going to write it? Well, we sit down and we write. Yes. So that then leads to when. When do you have periods of time? It doesn't have to be 3 hours at a stretch, right? It can be smaller segments of time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes here and there throughout the day. Each word that you add to the page moves you further to completing your book. You don't have to have a whole weekend retreat. Those are nice. Those are very nice, but it's not a requirement to write your book. It takes planning and dedication and sitting in the chair and actually getting the work done. The where, it isn't as important as actually putting in the work, right? Now, where you write might help your thoughts. Like if it's not a chaotic environment and it's quiet and relaxing, you might be able to write better. But you can also write in a noisy coffee shop. Some people prefer to write with noise in the background. So it all depends on you trying things, right? Okay. Third, obtain the necessary knowledge and skills that you need to move forward. So there are lots of resources out there to help you overcome whatever hurdles are placed in your path. Don't let excuses prevent you from getting the information you need. There's a lot of free information on YouTube, on blogs, in podcasts like this that you can listen to and watch and apply and take notes. Or if you need a bit of customized guidance, there are lots of courses and coaching programs out there. I happen to offer both. I have a course and a coaching program, which you can learn more about by visiting the links in my show notes. So we're going to invite God into the process. We're going to create a plan. We're obtaining the necessary knowledge and skills that we need. What's the fourth thing? We need to seek encouragement and accountability. So often, our family members just don't get the writing life. Unless they have tried writing a book themselves, they just don't understand all the many things that play into writing a book and how much time it takes, how much concentrated effort, mental power that it takes to write a book. And a lot of times we just simply need encouragement to get through to the next day of writing. Or sometimes we need accountability to stop procrastinating and get to writing. And so having a support group around you, it doesn't have to be tens or dozens of people. It can be one or two or a handful of people that you can turn to and rely on to help you move your writing forward. I have a free Ink and Impact Facebook group that you can join for accountability and to ask questions. Sometimes there's just something we would like another person's opinion on, right? So you can ask questions in the Facebook group. You can share your wins and get encouragement. You can share your struggles and get tips and encouragement to keep you going. And I also have the paid monthly Inkwell writing group. We have multiple writing sessions every month. We also have a craft chat where we work on marketing and just so much encouragement and support and prayer that happens within the Inkwell that I know blesses me and makes me a better writer. And I know from hearing from the other members that it does so for them as well. And we would welcome you to come and try that out and join us there as well. When you sign up, you get a free week to try it out, see if it's for you. The link for that is in the show note as well. So we're seeking encouragement and accountability. And then fifth, we're going to try new things. I kind of mentioned that earlier. If you feel like you're in a rut, or if you just are in that procrastinating stage, sometimes just trying something a little different. It doesn't have to be a massive change, but something as little as trying to write in a different time of day. If you're normally a morning writer, try writing in the afternoon or the evening and vice versa. Switch it up. Or try writing different lengths at a time. Maybe you have a goal of writing 1,000 words a day. Well, switch it up. If you're finding that's too hard, back it down to 500 words a day. If you find that you are easily blowing past 1,000 words, then make it a little bit more challenging, right? So that you're out of a rut and see if you can reach 1,500, 1,700 words at a writing session, right? Don't be afraid to try new things. Even writing outside might help jumpstart your writing. And the sixth thing that I want to share with you is to limit distractions. And I know this is easier said than done in a lot of times, especially if you are working at home, you have young children, or you have a spouse that also works from home and you're juggling things that way. I know that it can be difficult, but it can be done to limit distractions. So if you're constantly being interrupted, try locking the door or putting a little handwritten sign saying writing session in progress, right? And then ignore them if they're knocking on your door, unless it's an emergency. Obviously, use common sense. But parameters around your writing, protect your writing in different ways. Also, use the distraction free window within Microsoft Windows, and or if you use Scrivener, I'm sure whatever program you are using, they have a distraction free window that literally you can maximize your document that you are typing on, and that's all you see. There are no little icons to tempt you away, and you can turn off notifications. One thing I realized that is if I leave even in the distraction free window, if I leave my email open in the background, it will constantly alert me. I get notifications that come up. It'll sound or beep, or it will show the little snippet of the email in my corner of my what was supposed to be distraction free zone. So, what I've learned is to just close my email program and then I don't get those notifications, right? And if it's your phone, our lovely cell phones that we have all become so reliant on, if that's your distraction, then mute it, turn down the ringer, put it on airplane mode, whatever you need to do, and literally put it in another room so that you're not easily distracted. Okay. So I know that these might sound like super simple tips, but I promise you that whenever you use them, they will help you. And you don't have to do all six things all at once. I definitely encourage you to invite God in at every writing session. And I definitely encourage you to have a plan and try to follow that. But when it comes to writing, you have to really be conscientious and you have to protect it, or else your book won't get written, right? Seek the assistance that you need, get the information that you need, get the accountability that you need. Maybe you only need one of those aspects, but at some point, I'm guessing that at some point in your writing career or even writing project that you're working on right now, you're going to need all of those at some point or another. So have a plan in place and have a support network, put them in place so that you have them when you need them. And of course, I am always here to help you as well. But let me know. I would love to get your feedback of which of those tips that I shared are you going to implement this week to help you stop procrastinating as a writer. All right. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, take care. God bless.